Having been born into a stereotypically traditional Korean family, I was placed on a lofty pedestal, which slowly degraded as my inability to consistently produce results branded me the label of a lost child, a failure. What seemed like notable accomplishments, such as my Eagle Scout achievement, my place on the varsity basketball team, and my involvement in senior leadership council, were dismissed as trivial because to my parents, only the grades I received at the end of each semester mattered. My parents never seemed to understand the painful emptiness I felt with each caustic comment that expressed their lack of confidence in my future prospects. But there was a turning point within our life, when my father lost his job and all my wants and needs turned into nothing more than dreams. My family had to move, my dad had to find a new job, and my mom was constantly worrying about our next meal. My parents even contemplated on getting a divorce, as marriage was nothing more than a burden on them. They started drinking, and would stay out late, making both my sister and I very worried. I basically looked out for myself for 2 years after my dad had lost his job, and every second, my hatred for my parents grew bigger and bigger. But the thing I never understood back then was how my parents were trying to do everything for my sister and me, with a smile on their faces, even when everything around them was tearing apart. They wanted to give us an island when they could only afford the food that was on our table. They wanted to put smiles on my sister and my face, but not in the form of gifts, but in the form of jokes and stories. Their expectations remained the same, but their purpose was different, to push my sister and I to not end up like them. But selfishly, I never understood why they demanded so much of me when we had so little, and because of this, I grew disillusioned with school. Through time, I blamed this inability on a difficult childhood that had been thrust upon me by my parents. I wore a facade of a smiling face and youthful exuberance while disguising the weight and burden of my family's struggles behind the outwardly smiling, convincing mask. I consumed the identity of an outsider at school, and at home I took on the burden of being the scapegoat of all our problems. In the midst of my struggles, I even questioned why God placed me on earth at this time, exactly on this moment. I wondered if my gray and meaningless life even mattered in a world filled with color and exuberance. However, these disparate experiences have shaped me into the leader I am today, and more importantly, a person who my parents are immensely proud of. The resentment I felt toward them has been replaced with compassion. I want to prove to my family how much their unending love has pushed me to become a leader in our society. Where 20 or 30 years from now, I would like to tell them that they were the reason why I succeeded. These circumstances has created a very unique, different, competitive drive within me. To never cry, never complain, and to just work.